Greetings to everybody. We are very grateful that everybody could join us today. And today's session is the readings from Efficacy of Raj Yoga. For the past 3 sessions, we have been reading the heart region. It is very interesting to note Babuji has written so many pages about heart region that it's taking us 3 hours to read, 3-hour sessions. Whereas mind region is all about a couple of pages in this book. That itself is a sign for ordinary human beings like us of how important it is to focus on the journey of the heart region. Because it is mastering the heart region that allows us as human beings to master our character. Because every master has repeatedly emphasized on this aspect of character formation. That character formation is our responsibility. And none of us could really figure it out. We thought, oh, I'm a good person. I am this, I'm that. And we kept on going on with routine meditation, routine cleaning. And our families also criticize us that there is no change. And when we deeply look into that, only when we thoroughly master each chakra by a focused awareness in the chakra itself, we ourselves meditating with the idea of the journey, meditating at the center of the first point, then moving to the 12 o'clock position of the first point where the ether is, then moving to the 3 o'clock position of the earth point where fire is, then moving to 6 o'clock position and meditating there for 15-20 minutes where water is, and then moving to 9 o'clock position where air is and meditating there thoroughly, and then coming back to the 12 o'clock position of ether and meditating again, which naturally shifts us from point 1 into the second point, which is ether dominated. When we meditate like that intensely, then we master the first point. And after the entire journey, again, Babuji says, Swami Vivekananda says, we begin where we end. So that Babuji describes as upper and lower regions. And so we want us to understand the entire journey is begins at the heart, ends at the heart. It is from this heart that we are directly connected to the source. And through this heart, where meditation thinking leads us to a state of feeling with intense longing and love and worship, we are able to merge. So that is the necessity of this exercise of meditating thoroughly, which allows us to truly feel where we are completely mastering our senses, where senses are coming to their original state of natural balance. And the chakra itself, because of our journey, is coming to its natural state of absolute balance, akin to that absolute state where there is neither light nor darkness, neither luminosity nor brightness, no nothing. So at each chakra, we have to arrive at this state. Only then we can say we have mastered it. And our heart is the only sign that can tell whether we mastered it or not. Without this mastery, without journeying, the power is not generated. The power to move forward, not to perform power on others. The power to move forward is not generated in us. So these aspects we have to be introspective and careful and meditate. So Babuji says, whenever you think of anything, the idea comes at point A. We already know from the center of the sternum, going 4 fingers inward towards the left is point B, and 2 fingers up is point A. And between point A and B, there is a subtle point which Babuji does not disclose, where he says that is the point of intercommunication with the brighter worlds. And so at point A, whatever we think, it becomes our fate. That's why the masters have designed in such a way that at the heartbeat, we meditate with the idea the divine light is present. So that becomes our future. That becomes our fate, because every day we are meditating with that thought. The light is present, the light is present, and it naturally happens. At the point of B, if you meditate that you are becoming devoid of all sensual things, and the result will follow in shortest possible time, which you cannot even imagine unless you do it yourself. And without the point A intentions, point B cleaning, it is not possible to cross the first point. The Abhyasis under our system of Sahaj Marg practice on these points and find remarkable improvement. If the practice is systematically done on both these points, desires will soon begin to bid farewell. The point between A and B is kept a secret, as havoc can be wrought if it is improperly used. So I am not disclosing it at all. If you enter the upper region, cleaning the points A and B. So only when we clean the points A and B, in the heart, we move from the lower consciousness to the upper consciousness. If you enter the upper region, cleaning the points A and B, you make yourself deserving for reaching the other sort of superconscious state, which lies in the region of the heart. So even to move forward to the second point and the third point and the fourth point and the fifth point, to master the heart region, we need to practice point A and B. That makes us deserving. Without cleansing these lower tendencies, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, matsyara, excess passion, excess anger, greed, jealousy, all this have to bid favor. At the lower points, it is at the very grossest. That's why it is heavy. And D is the heaviest. So because of this heaviness, they are in the lower chakras. And at the third point, the anger, it has to be transformed. The lower level of anger is released. Krodha is released at point B. At point 3, that anger can be utilized for ascension as a power to move forward. And that's why it is in the higher regions there. One who thoroughly cleans the point B receives then the happy tidings of his entry into that sort of superconscious state that I'm going to deal with hereafter. I'm locating the points A and B by actual measurement. The heart lies in the left part of the body near the lower left of the lung. Measure 2 fingers width straight to the right to the left nipple, then proceed straight downwards. He's giving from the left nipple and then going straight downwards 3 fingers. This is the position of A. Now you proceed 2 fingers width straight downwards. From the A, you will find point B, just above your lower rib measurement, to be done with one's own fingers. Our superconsciousness travels in this region till we come to the point of the superior type of superconsciousness, as we call it. In the heart, the upper region lies in the right side, whereas here in the part, it lies on the left, and the lower region on the right. Here, A1 and B1 are the points akin to those, that is A and B in the heart. So this is at the 6th point. A and B here are inverted at 6th point. At the 6th knot, Agya Chakra, as explained in Towards Infinity, there is the superior sort of superconsciousness. The only difference is that the ideas creeping at A1 are finer. It is left to the Abhyasi to purify the point B1. So how to purify the point B1 or A1? We do not directly meditate on Agnya Chakra. So because A and B are connected to A1 and B1, and further at 10th point, A2, B2. If you clean point A and B, you are automatically cleaning A1 and B1 at Agnya Chakra 6th point, and also A2 and B2 at 10th point. Here we have to notice, why is that it is A1 and B, A2 and B2 are not in the 11th point? Because 1, 6 and 11 are connected. From 11th point, it's godly region. You cross the Sahasradala Kamal, it's total godly region, and you cannot have impurities at all. People generally proceed with the right side, called the lower region, because they have not purified the heart so much as to enable them to enter this portion in a brighter state. They want to enter with all the things they possess. So to enter the 6th point, we want to enter with all this muck. It is not possible. Even though we are preceptors, it is not possible. Thus, they try to attempt the impossible by trying to proceed with the left side. It depends much upon the worthy master or the guide to lead his disciple onto the right side with his things or belongings cast asunder. So this is the help of the master that gives, who diverts the thought flow and makes the journey by cleansing the first point and giving it a momentum at point 1 and pushing us to point 2. Here the cosmos begins, which is a part of this big circle of heart, because heart region extends from tip of the toe to the top of the head, the entire heart region. Here people often feel the light being displayed in heavy showers, but this is not our goal. We must tear it off before we cross the big circle of the heart. So that is why light is removed, darkness is removed, luminosity is removed, brightness is removed. Point comes to an absolute state of balance. Only then we can move further from Sahasradala Kamal to beyond to the godly region of 11th, 12th. Similarly, we now come to the other part of the region, the 10th knot, the upper one. The right side is the lower region, which is at the first point, and we find this superfine state of superconscious. It also depends upon the point B of the heart, which if purified to the core will land you at the A2. So only when we thoroughly clean point B, which will allow us to enter the A2 at the 6th point. A1 at 6th point and A2 at the 10th point. B, B1, B2, A, A1, A2. So let me read. It all depends upon the point B of the heart, which if purified to the core will land you at point A2, which lies in the 10th knot. A little beneath the superfine state of superconsciousness behind the skull, where the region of the mind begins. There are again two parts having the same points, but they are passed over easily to reach the point, which I shall show by a diagram later on. I have discussed enough the heart region, though only in outline. The entire that we read is only an outline of the heart region. I shall now deal with the finer stages that we come across during our march onwards. And here Babaji begins the mind region. He says, after crossing the region of the heart, we enter the first or the super mind of God. No words can express the condition which one feels there. So until 10th point, he talked about in the heart region. So the mind, super mind of the God is from 11th point. No words can express the condition which one feels there. There are only such symptoms as give an idea of this big region. What we gain in the region of the heart is beyond one's conception. So how important it is to master this region is beyond our understanding. Once we cross this region, we feel the power flowing in us continuously. You close your eyes, you open your eyes, you feel power everywhere. And you will start to actually feel divinity everywhere. When you walk, you see a leaf move, you in your heart automatically know that leaf is moving because divinity is flowing in it. Like the other day when I gave the example, it is a good example where in our house, if the power is not there, neither the microwave works, TV works, refrigerator works, dishwasher works. It is the electricity that is making each instrument, whatever be the instrument, function. It is the divinity, divine power that is flowing in each atom of the entire universe that is making it alive. If that withdraws, there is death. So what we gain in the region of the heart is beyond one's conception. Now we take up the higher stage. The essence of the region of the heart lies there. The present form of the universe is due to the actions of that big mind. They are all power, no amalgamation, no light. We have said that calmness remains predominant in the region of the heart when it comes in original form. What kind of calmness prevails there is beyond one's conception. That is why we have to get used to silence. There comes a stage in our journey where we cannot watch TV because that noise is too heavy for you for that inner silence. So it is not easy for human beings to get used to silence. After a good sitting, sometimes we get so bored, we want to turn the TV on or go out to the shop or something like that. It happens to all of us in the journey. But we have to get used to silence, where the mind is silent, heart is silent, and we truly enjoy that silence. And how do we do that? In the tradition of Alvars, South India, they say that you seat yourself firmly with your eyes closed, with no fatigue, and you bring your subdue all the five senses, and then fill the heart with the idea that it's filled with love for the Lord. And now you vibrate that feeling of love and towards the Lord into every cell of your being. And through that kind of bhakti yoga, throughout, you are in that true state of japa. Then you merge. So we have said that calmness remains predominant in the region of the heart when it comes in original form. What kind of calmness prevails there is beyond one's conception. But in order to express it somehow or other, I may say that if calmness prevailing in the heart region were to be refined, it may roughly express the type or character of the calmness in the region of the mind. So it is a refined state. In other words, the forgetful state of calmness is dominating there, which is not the only thing to be acquired. Our Anubhava Shakti, the capacity to experience, develops mostly when we enter this region. When we enter the mind region, we start to become very sensitive because now we are refined. We're able to feel, we are able to know. It remains now on one spot to feeling. From here, things come in shape and light. There is motion, invisible motion. How does this invisible motion be? It is like when energy is flowing in circles, there is a motion there. That is the power. When multiplying together with the idea of creation, increase the force downwards. The outcome is the innumerable varieties we find in the universe. It is this power, innumerable power, rings that created this universe. It is beyond ethereal force. Air does not blow there. So we have to think how the elements, as we get higher into the mind region and all, we depict elements lighter because the power of the element decreases. Because you have to think when the creation began, what was created first? And that's why at the higher regions, earth has no effect. So air does not blow there. This is the most powerful region of God. For your understanding, you may call it the powerhouse of setting the godly machinery agoing. Motionless things appearing as invisible motion that excite vibrations are there and have great power. It is very difficult to explain this idea, which can only be felt. People may doubt how calmness can abide when motion is there, imperceptible though it may be. I would say that there is calmness in refined form, and it is imperceptible. It is not possible to perceive it, just as the idea about creation is expressed as imperceptible. Still, it is something after all. We have not yet come to the point expressed as nothingness or zero. We have to cross that godly region to the central region, and central region is Babuji's discovery. That is why, it is said in our literature that there was only one human being that got initiated directly by God, which is from this region, to go beyond to the Bhumas, the Shakti, the region of the central region, which was Babuji's discovery. And one saint that Babuji found in that region at the beginning was Saint Kabir. When can we enter this state of zero? Only when we make ourselves as such. We get power from the first mind, that is point 11 and 12, to reach the state of zero. This is the state which even angels crave for. The air of this state can be felt by those and those alone who have abandoned all airs, that is to say, one who has become a living dead. Divine effulgence too now vanishes, though still there remains something, but where? Only a little way off, and then that too gives away. It means you are now making preparation for entering the stage you have to attain. The limit of divine effulgence extends only a little way farther, beyond which remains mere conception. That is, when we are crossing this godly region, there is only a mere idea. Go ahead, and that is also gone. Expression now fails. The region of the mind is crossed. So, next week we will read about the central region. And it is interesting to see that, he only describes mind region as 11th and 12th points. So, that is the true godly regions. The godly region is 11 and 12. And beyond that is all discovery of revered Babuji, Lalaji, and then all the saints of the caliber merged with him to move forward and bring an unity, which is the hierarchy of the Sajmar tradition, where all the great masters united together to serve the earth plane. And that is when they all went beyond this region, merging with Babuji Maharaj. So let us all now meditate.